Well, good afternoon. We had to start a little bit late because rehearsal went a little bit long and the singers needed a break. I'm Benjamin Faugstad, and welcome to this extraordinary event. Before I talk about today, I want to just mention what happens after today. Look on the back page of your program. We do a little bit here at Bethany in the arts. It's quite an incredible schedule that we have lined up. If you had to pick one thing to come back to campus for, I would say Christmas at Bethany. That's November 30th, December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. In the spring, we love to tour. We love to travel over spring break and then after May graduation. And in thanks to a generous donor, we now have a newly endowed tour fund to ensure that we can bring that music to you wherever you are across the country at a nearby church or school year after year. So it is just wonderful. Now let's talk about today. And in start, we have to begin with this book. Is this familiar to you? Does this cover look familiar? This is With Hearts and Lips Forever We Shall in God Rejoice. This was published about 20 years ago by Professor Dennis Marzolf. It's an anecdotal history of the choir, of the Bethany choirs from 1929 to 1984. If you have not read this book, you've got to pick it up, because as you sift through these pages, you get this sense that there is just, of course, an incredible history, but also part of this beating heart of Bethany. It's just a remarkable read. You've got to check it out. And maybe, just maybe, by 2029, somebody could connect the dots and write something from 1984 to that point, but we'll see. So this afternoon, what you're going to experience are a number of incredible directors and selections and a debut of a composition. So you're going to experience this rich choral history, and then you're going to see that these alumni and these directors have laid the groundwork for more and more incredible music to happen here at Bethany. There will be a Steinway presentation, and then this is kind of the grand introduction of the new choir director, Professor David Paulson. So without further ado, please welcome the reunion choir and Professor Dennis Marzolf.
That was powerful. The comedy part of the routine.
Right.
My name is Mark DeGarmeaux,
And I'm Ann Fredrickson.
and we will share some memories with you today. Thank you, Pastor Krikava, for sharing with us again those chorales from Jesus' Priceless Treasure. I remember them well from Choir Tour 1984. Jim Krikava graduated from Bethany Lutheran Theological Seminary, and during seminary he served as band director at Bethany Lutheran College and also choir director for 1 year. He led a choir tour to exotic South Dakota in March, through blizzards and icy roads. One concert had to be canceled, but we made it safely through the tour, and it was a wonderful time. Pastor Krikava has served as an ELS pastor and missionary, and now serves as in the Office of World Missions for the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. He plans to retire fairly soon on Cape Cod, where he has served as pastor a couple different times.
Choir tours are always a favorite memory when we are on the road and we meet with alumni. On choir tour, we enjoy meeting members of our Evangelical Lutheran Synod, our alumni, our Bethany community, whether we are traveling in the Midwest, further afield, or even overseas, we meet alumni and friends, and we gain new friends in these places. Choir tours bring the gospel message and the mission of our Lutheran Liberal Arts College to others. But it's not all serious all the time. Sometimes a little romance may pervade. Some people have even met or begun dating their future spouses on choir tour. And so, if you were ever on choir tour with the person you later married, even if you weren't dating at the time, please stand up. That's choir and audience. So they're dating apps. Randi Ellefson arrived on campus the fall of 1977 and continued the variety of musical styles known at Bethany. He also brought fresh ideas to the choir, including adding an orchestra to a Bach cantata for his first Reformation Vespers. Professor Ellefson encouraged attention to detail and during his tenure cultivated a repertoire of choral song. There are many fun and sweet memories from the choir tours he led throughout the United States. Randi recently retired after a long and fine career as choir director at Oklahoma City University. Upon his retirement, one of his colleagues wrote this: "The choir loves him. Every one of the thousands of members that we've had since he's been here, he's had a great impact on our community, and I would argue he did here at Bethany as well."
Ann Fredrickson has served at Bethany since 1996, so I'm 1 semester older than Ann. For many years, she has led the Mary Martha Choir and also taught handbells, voice, vocal pedagogy, music history. She directs our winter musical, and she created and coordinates our arts administration major. And so now, welcome Randi. When we sent out invitations for this event, we asked, how is music still a part of your life today? Church was mentioned 160 times. They talked about singing hymns, playing organ, singing in the choir, playing handbells. Hymns were mentioned 37 times, directing choir and ensembles more than 25 times, and about 11 of our respondents are pastors who work with church music all the time. Many people spoke of music and how important it was in their memories of Bethany and the impact that it had on their lives. Thank you, all singers, for keeping music a part of your lives, using it in your lives, your families, your churches, and your communities.
2001 saw our first graduates with Bachelor of Arts degrees at Bethany Lutheran College. That class offered 4 major options: liberal arts, communication, music, and church music. 2 of those first graduates have degrees in music and church music. While the music major may not be the biggest major at Bethany, it supports the work and people of our churches, our community, and our alumni. BLC music majors, past and present, please stand and stay standing. All right, let's add. You can hold your applause. Hold your applause. There'll be plenty of time. All right, how about past and present music minors? Oh, this is so fun for me. Okay, how about BLC AA grads who went on somewhere else to get a music major or minor? Anybody else? Oh, this is so good. You may sit down. Thank you.
Each of our directors will now take turns on the podium for the hymn concertato written by one of our alumni, Jacob Weber. Please sing along as guided in the bulletin. For verse 6, the first part is harmony and the second part is unison, just so you're aware of that one. That is a change from what's printed. Thank you.
Choir, you can sit for a minute. How many of you were here when the YFAC opened? Raise your hand. How many of you have sat in the choir room 101 all these years? Raise your hand. You know those red chairs? They're still there. And they are sad, and they are tired, and they owe us nothing. Today's offering is going to go to replace those chairs. For $80, you too can buy a chair. For an extra $103, you can buy the folding desk. But even if you can't afford $80 or $103, whatever you give could buy a leg or a seat that will support our choir members for years to come. There are several ways you can give. There are ushers who are passing a basket, even as we speak, these lovely gentlemen in red shirts. There is a QR code in your program that you can scan if you're high tech. That would not be me, but it is there if you wish to do it that way. Any gifts that go above and beyond replacing those chairs will be donated into the choir tour, or it's not the choir, not just the choir, but the tour fund that supports our touring ensembles. So thank you very much for your generosity. Okay, I guess I'm going to keep talking. The next piece that will be performed is a chestnut, one that is beloved by so many for so many generations. It will be conducted by Jerry Wilske. Jerry Wilske brought a wide variety of musical styles to Bethany, including early music, Gregorian chant, American musical theater. How those two go together, I'm not sure. Folklight Christian music, Lutheran chorale motets, cantatas, and anthems. Lutheran composers were highlighted along with the Reformation lectures. Professor Marzolf writes this in the history of the Bethany Choir. Mr. Wilske built upon the Bethany choral tradition as he had come to know it and expanded it to include a musical program that would have been ample for a department 4 times the size. Professor Wilske's lively and eclectic conducting style invited the students to enjoy a breadth of musical exploration. So we're going to give the guys just a second to get back up so they can join in the singing. And let's welcome Professor Jerry Wilske. David Paulson is the newest member to join this illustrious crew of former directors of our Bethany Lutheran College Concert Choir, and we welcome him warmly. David has served as choir and band director at Lutheran High School in Texas, and longest and most recently at St. John's Academy in St. Cloud, Minnesota. We look forward to many, many, many years of his, of his musical leadership.
My name is Mindy Peterson. I'm with Schmidt Music, and in my role at Schmidt Music, I have the pleasure of working with university and college music departments and faculties on their piano and keyboard needs, but also just acting as a general liaison between Schmidt Music and the music department so that we can hopefully be a resource in any way possible to your music departments. And in this role, it's been such a pleasure for me to get to know Dr. Marzolf and Balgi and Faugstad and work with your advancement office, especially Chris Kind. I've been so impressed with all of these individuals, just their level of professionalism and commitment to excellence in music and in education. And they're just really fun people to be with, too. Enjoy their personalities. And I can tell from watching the rest of the musicians in action that the rest of your music faculty are no different in that way. I've been able to work with these individuals the last couple years on an initiative that's been going on for much longer than that. And with me today to help mark the official crossing of the finish line on this big project is Schmidt Music CEO Peter Schmidt. He's with me to sort of officially make this announcement and mark the event with a special presentation. Peter?
Thank you, Mindy. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you all for welcoming us. It's just so great to see this level of musicality and fun to be invited to one of my first choir concerts. So thank you all for having us.
Too late.
It was great. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sure.
Honors?
Yeah. So we have a beautiful plaque that denotes that Bethany is now at All-Steinway School. So congratulations.
We're nearing the end. Music directors guide students in their musical life, and here at Bethany, that means programming music of our Lutheran heritage and other great music, teaching techniques of healthy singing, and teaching cooperation to sing as an ensemble.
Here at Bethany, music directors also guide students in their spiritual life. In our registration comments, many spoke about singing the Word of God, about the little sermons that directors gave before concerts to encourage them, and about the fine Christian example of their directors. These directors do this all while taking care of their own families. If you are a family member of any Bethany choir directors, please stand. Pastor present. There aren't lots maybe, but a few of you.
Okay, now comes the fun part. If you sang under Professor Jim Krikava, would you please stand up? Stay standing. How about under Professor Jerry Wilske? Please stand up. Professor Ivor Johnson? We're going back for the stay standing. Stay standing. Professor Alfred Fremder? Any Fremder? Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Anybody before that? Anybody before Fremder? Okay, if you sang sometime in the last 39 years under Professor Dennis Marzolf, will you please stand? Stay standing, stay standing. Oh, okay, Mark says you can sit. Mark says you can sit down, but we have one last person to honor. Who has sung for the last 4 weeks under David Paulson?
A little conclusion. Let all that we do today be done to the glory of God. He gives us the gifts to speak, to sing, to make poetry, to make music, so that we can proclaim the wonders that he has done, the wondrous works of God. The thank yous are going to be very short. Thank you, directors. Thank you, organist and composer. Thank you, singers. Thank you, instrumentalists. Thank you to all who helped with planning and setup. Thank you for coming to attend this wonderful event. Thank all of you for supporting Bethany Lutheran College with your prayers, your gifts, your encouragement in so many ways. We thank God for all of you. Please come back to Bethany often, and God be with you all. Oh, it's still me.
It's still
Dennis, come forward. So now the congratulations part. Have to help up the old man. I'm older than he is, so I can sing. Dennis Marzolf has served Bethany Lutheran College for 39 years. His influence is felt in our churches, in our alumni, and in the whole Bethany community. He was chair of the worship committee that produced our Evangelical Lutheran Hymnary, which is recognized by many people around the world as a strongly Lutheran hymn book.
As Ben alluded to earlier, he also wrote a book on the history of the Bethany choirs. Pick yours up today. Professor Marzolf, the fact that nobody calls him that, the fact that he is known to everyone by Dennis, says a lot about his personality and how dear a friend and teacher he is to many. Thank you for your 39 years of service and for blessing all of us. I went off script, you guys. We'll say it together.
Thank you, Professor Dennis Marzolf, for your 39 years of dedicated service. God bless you in all your future endeavors.
And now
we will
we'll
have
have
the loudest version of On My Heart ever sung.
Yes, if you want to come and sing with us, please do. There's still plenty of room on the bleachers. And I thank everyone for those very kind words, and I'm looking forward to that new Steinway being delivered to my house. We can dream, can't we? Yeah. This is lovely. I don't think we could do this every 2 years, but probably not, right? Now, I'm going to give you a pitch, a B, and I never used to have the choirs hum this before we started. But there was one time quite a few years ago, and some of you actually were there, when we were on our trip in England, and we were singing at Westminster, the Abbey, you know, big place where all the mucky mucks get married and die and things. And we started, it was one of those things, visiting choir. You come in, you got your 6 minutes, and you better be out of here kind of thing. But that's okay. That was fine. And so I gave the pitch, and we started. Half the choir started in B major, the other half started in B flat. Yeah, it was. Anyway, we'll do better than that today, I hope.
Thank you all. You are dismissed to go attend all the other fun things, including Theater Physics 30, 2 shows tonight, little reception now, and the brewery this evening. Thanks for coming. We've been thrilled to have you here.